Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna make another meditation video, more detailed and pretty much universal. Okay, this is universal, and this is what worked for me. For whatever you want to do in a meditation, whatever your goal is, whatever you want to achieve, be it opening up spiritually, be it just relaxing, just whatever. If you want to do it, this is a good one for you. Okay, the first thing you want to do is rip off a couple hours out of the day that you can be in absolute silence, more or less quiet as can be. Put in earplugs, alright? Lay down in your own bed on your back. It has to be on your back, not in a comfortable position. Be on your back and take a couple deep breaths and start massaging in your mind. Visualize your toes and two hands massaging your toes, your ankles, your legs, the muscles in your legs, all the way up to your head. And then keep relaxing. Just feel yourself sinking into the bed. Do it again from your toes to your head. Massage all the muscles from your toes to your head in your mind. Now I'm going from a place explaining this as if I'm explaining to someone who doesn't have a goddamn clue, okay? So wherever you are on the scale of spirituality or whatever, find it in this little series of videos of where you are. But this is good. And what you're doing is you're concentrating, you're lining your mind on yourself, massaging and relaxing. Massage and relax. Just relax all your muscles in your mind. Keep relaxing them for as long as you possibly can, okay? That is the main thing. It's boring. It gets old and boring real fast. But you're gonna see yourself. You're gonna want to roll over on your stomach. You're gonna want to fall asleep. This is where you gotta control. Now this is where it comes in. Focusing on massaging your muscles from your toes to your head. The more you want to fall asleep, the more you gotta concentrate on massaging and relaxing. The more you want to roll over and just go into a dream and fall asleep and have a nap, the more you gotta stay focusing. Alright? Now if you can do that for a half an hour, 20 minutes to a half an hour, just massaging and relaxing, good for you. No one, you ain't even gonna last 10 minutes, I guarantee it, when you first start out. If you're like, the hell with this, I'm rolling over. It's the way it is. But by you learning this and not falling asleep, you're programming yourself. And this comes into play later on with all the spiritual stuff, remote viewing, astral traveling. You got to stay conscious in your head. So that is the first thing you want to do. Just start relaxing. Now, after you do that a couple times, if you want to be more spiritual, this is what you do. Relax, put in your earplugs, relax, massage your toes from your... Start massaging your toes to your head. All the muscles from your toes to your head. Then, somewhere in there, probably before you start massaging, start chanting Christ consciousness. Just chant. Just say it out. Say it out loud. Whispering to yourself, Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness, Christ. And say it out loud. Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness. When you chant, you're ordering up Christ consciousness. Now, Christ consciousness is Christ. It is exactly what it says. Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is Christ consciousness. and all that's of Christ. You're gonna, okay, and it's an energy. This universal energy, Christ consciousness, we call it Christ consciousness here on Earth. And other systems and other planets out there, they call it something different. But it's universal. It's the way it is. You call in that energy, Christ consciousness. When Christ consciousness comes into you, that is going to relieve your fears. Okay? Now, people who've never been in the spirit world don't know too much about it. When you start loosening up, you're going to get fears. Now, these fears are going to be, you're going to be protected now. Now you have Christ consciousness. So that fear is a little less, okay? All these fears of demons and ghosts and poltergeists and demons in Hollywood is going to be less because you're with Christ consciousness. You're protected. It happens to everybody. I don't even care. You can sit there, all these skeptics, all these whatever, people that don't believe in anything, whatever. Start relaxing, start chanting and doing that, and you're going to get scared. Especially if you've never done anything before. So, you bring in Christ consciousness energy. You may not feel it coming in, but it's coming in through your heart, okay? Slowly. Over days of doing this, massaging your muscles, from your toes to your head, chanting Christ consciousness, and the more you loosen up, the more you're gonna feel it. Okay. Now, if you want to see a Christ entity, don't worry about all that yet. You ain't there. What you have, what this is going to do is going to loosen you up, okay? It's going to loosen your skins up, your ethereal skins inside you. You're going to start seeing from inside you. Now the next thing you want to do, and you can do this all right from the beginning, okay? There's no set standards. Christ consciousness, chant it. Bring your inner light in your head. Bring your innocence. Feel your innocence inside you. Bring it to your head. Okay? No one has to know what you're doing in the whole world. Nobody. This is for you. You don't got to tell anybody. So get that paranoia and that little atrophy in your head out of there. No one's got to know. Okay? Because I know that plays a big factor. No one's got to know. This is your thing. Now, bring your inner light, bring your innocence to your head. If you don't feel either, pretend you're a little kid. 2 years old, 5 years old, and you're innocent, playing. Feel it. Bring it to your head. Imagine the inner light. If you can't identify in yourself the innocence and the inner light, imagine it. Just imagine it. Okay? It'll come eventually, and you'll start opening up to it. Now, bring that to your head as you're massaging your toes to your head. Then, chant the Christ consciousness. Just say it out loud. And then, keep doing it. Keep relaxing for 20 minutes, an hour, as long as you can. As long as you can. And it's all about relaxing. Slowing down your heart rate, slowing down till you're a pool of mud. A pool of hot mud. That's where you want to be. You want to be that loose. And you think, well, this is as loose as I can go. You ain't even begun. Alright? You ain't even begun. You think, well, I'm pretty mellow, man. I drool on myself. You ain't even started. So wherever you think you are in the mellowness of relaxing, you ain't even started. Trust me. Your whole body is a big bag of stress. And you ain't even started. Now, the next things are going to happen. You bring in your heart, you bring in your innocence, you bring in your light, you bring in into your head. Imagine them in your head, or bring them into your head. As you're massaging, you bring in Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness. It's not Jesus Christ, the entity, and I'm going to get into that later. But stay with me. You just want Christ consciousness now. That's going to keep out all the baddies. That's more extra protection for you, and it really does. All right, it's Christ consciousness. There's a whole shitload of stuff going on as soon as you start chanting Christ consciousness within yourself. It's huge, okay? Huge. Right now, you don't need to know the huge. Just keep watching these videos. You'll get there eventually. You'll know it. I got it all on mine on this YouTube page. So, as you're doing that, you're going to start experiencing things. You're going to mellow out so much, and you're massaging your toes, your head, and you're going to want to go into a dream. Now, you're focused, you're massaging. All of a sudden, you're going to want to check out into a dream. You're going to feel yourself go, all right? And you're going to do that. And as you check out, you're massaging, you're really mellow, and all of a sudden, fantasy starts coming, and all of a sudden, you start checking out. And you hear a slap in your head, a bang, a door slam, slam. Someone swearing, fuck off, like that. You fucking asshole. You're going to hear this in your head with the earplugs in as you check out. Now what's happening is you're crossing over into spirit world. Your spirit is coming and your ego is going away. But your ego don't want to go away, okay? It wants control. Now, all these little bursts and noises you're hearing in your head are pent-up stresses inside that you buried, that you haven't dealt with. They're all in your head. They're in your spine, they're in your muscles. And they're coming up. As you relax, they're coming up. And they're popping. The more closed you are, the more of a rotten person you are, the more you bury your problems away in your head and don't deal with them and let them go, the more you're going to hear. You're going to hear banging, slamming, swearing, cursing, and it's all stress. Now, don't worry about them. That's all it is stress energy popping. I picture it like this. Your ego is a box. Your brain is a box. Your ego is a box. All these issues you have are buried in your head. Each issue is a box. Now, that one issue you have, that's a box. All the components and all the stuff that happened afterward that issue. So let's say you got in a fight, your first fight in school, and some big ugly guys beat the shit out of you, and bloody, and you're laying in the mud and snow. Okay? They beat lots of trauma. You bury all that. Now you're becoming one of them, or you still get beat up from the same issue. All the offshoot traumas from that one main trauma is buried in that box. So you got your ego is a box. Your ego is a box. All you see is this in your whole world. That's it. Within this ego box, your trauma box, which you buried. All the offshoots from that trauma, you bury. And there's hundreds of them, ones you don't even know about. You bury inside that main box. So you got 100 little boxes inside that one trauma box. Okay? So you got a box with 100 traumas in it. And as you relax and bring your heart and your innocence to your head, these boxes are going to open up. And they're going to go. And you're going to see it, hear it, and feel it. And that's just one thing. Not your mom, not your brothers, not your sisters, not your uncles, not the rapists, not the guys that beat you up, not your job, not I hate society, not this, I don't like this guy, I don't like your racism, you're this. Everything in reality, everything that you have an issue about is in your head. And it's coming out. Oh, okay, now, as that's being released, just ignore it, okay? Unless, if you cannot get rid of that, if you cannot get rid of that issue, when you cross over and you kept thinking, when you're thinking, all of a sudden you're thinking about your dad and how fucking miserable it was, and you can't shake it. It's 30 years ago. You haven't met your dad. You haven't seen your dad. Whatever the issue is. Why am I thinking about this? That's the issue you got to deal with. To get rid of it, realize where the guilt that you did. Realize what that issue is saying to you. You got to realize what the issue is inside yourself. Because when you're mellow and nice within Christ consciousness, and you keep having this presented to you in your meditation, like, why am I thinking of this? For fuck's sakes. That means you got to look at it. You haven't dealt with it. To free yourself of it, you got to understand it completely. Either you were good, bad, or indifferent, in the complicit in the issue, whatever it is. If you're guilty, or you haven't dealt with it, or you haven't thought about it, who, what, when, where, why, take that issue and think about it. Go through the whole thing again. Relive it. And then, after you've done that, you accept it. I accept it. Now, if you're guilty in it, I forgive myself. And what do you learn from it? Don't do that again. Okay? Don't do that again. Let it go. Give it love and let it go. I consciously acknowledge I was wrong, or I didn't think about it, or whatever the issue is. You gotta be true to yourself. True to yourself to the fucking core. Alright? That's what this is. You gotta be true to yourself to the fucking core. No fucking around, guys. This ain't fucking Walmart, alright? This is you inside yourself. Your world. Be true to it. Understand it completely. I'm guilty. I fucked up. I'm letting it go. I acknowledge it, and I'll never do it again because I acknowledge it. That's what you got to do with these issues in meditation that are popping up, to each and every one of them. Now, if you're having all these issues, and everybody does, that's why we're on the earth. If you're having these issues, or if you're not, this is going to happen to you. Okay? So all these boxes that are popping up in voices come with an issue. Either you catch it or you don't. But if it comes day after day after day, that fight in school, that fight with your dad, that fight with your mom, the time you threw snowballs at a person and hurt their feelings, stuff like that, the time you broke your other brother's leg and covered it up and blamed it on your whatever the fucking issue is, you got to deal with it. That's the way it is. You got to deal with it and let it go. Either guilty, complicit, or you caused it, whatever. Or you just didn't think about it. It's something that's bothering you. You got to get down with yourself 100% and deal with that fucking issue. Love it, understand it, and let it go. And acknowledge it. I fucked up. No one has to know this in the whole world. This is all your fucking processing within yourself. So don't feel, okay? You got to come to terms with it within yourself. Acknowledge it, process it, realize it. I'm never going to do it again. Let it go. Okay? You just not, okay, people think you lay down and meditate once and you all go in your fucking supernatural contact and trans channeling the Pleiadians. No, man. All your fucking issues you got to get rid of. All of them. All of them. You got to crack your ego yet. You ain't even started. All these issues are in your ego. You got to get rid of them all. And as you get rid of them, you become lighter and lighter and lighter. As you realize the illusion you're living in, that everything in reality is a lie, you're going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. Which means you're going to start seeing, because you bring your innocence and your light to your head, which is helping you process your issues, all the boxes, breaking you out of the boxes. You're going to start seeing your inner light through your eyes. You got to do this for the rest of your life. If you give it up 20 minutes a day, massaging your toes to your head, you're going to see. You're going to see. Okay? Now, you want to see, or whatever you want to do. If you just want to meditate and get rid of your issues or your problems and get answers, or if you want to meet Christ, whatever it is, take that road, take that what you want to achieve. All right? Now, okay, so I got 9 minutes left. So we're up to that point of dealing with your issues and the boxes in your head. Now, what's really exciting is, this is cool. This is cool stuff. As you massage all the muscles from your toes to your head, you're focusing on that. And all of a sudden, you're going to drift off into dream, okay? You don't want to do that because you want to stay in yourself. You want to be conscious because all this stuff is going on inside you and you want to catch it. You want to see it for what it is and deal with it. Get rid of all your issues. Now, if you're dreaming off into happy land, you're not dealing with anything. You just go to bed. That's all it is. What you want to do is eventually, depending on how much ego you are in the world, how much ego oriented you are in the world, you're going to find out. Eventually, you're going to crack your ego. And you have to release. Because if you go from, you cannot go, you'll fucking die. You'll have a hematoma in your head, and your fucking brains will leak out your ear, and you'll die. Alright? The ego is a powerful thing. I'm just taking you through the steps. You got to release these things. You got to release them. Understand them, accept them, and release them. Alright? Give them love, bye-bye. Done with it. Once you get it, for each issue, you release it. Now, eventually, you got to bring your inner light and your innocence to your head. Your ego owns you. You live in the ego world. You give that right to the ego to take care of you. Okay? That's what the ego is there for. In the ego world. Watch out for this person. He's rotten. He's going to beat you up. Watch out for the car. Don't touch the hot stove. It protects you. It's doing its job. Alright? Now, you live there. You don't want to live there anymore. So your ego's going to fight back. And you're going to see the fight. You're going to see the fight between you and your thing. People that walk around yelling at themselves all day, yelling at their wives, yelling at their kids, yelling at the dog, or when you take it even one step further, beating their wife, beating the kids, beating the dog, or one step further, self-abuse, and abusing others, and that person's always going, you're at war with yourself. That's a person that's at war. His soul's going, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Ego's going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And he just runs around at war within himself all the time. That's what that is. You're breaking through that, okay? Wherever you are, I'm going from a person who don't know shit. So, you got to get rid of all this, okay? That's a lot to get rid of. You might spend the rest of your life, depending on how bad you are, I don't know. But, you got to crack the ego and bring that to your head. Now, eventually, at one point, you could keep relaxing. You keep relaxing. Bring your light to your head, your innocence to your head, and you keep relaxing. Massaging. Don't check out. Stay conscious. Keep relaxing. You think you're the most relaxed you've ever been in your life. You ain't even started. Keep relaxing. Are you still in your body? Are you talking to the aliens? Are you talking with God? Did you get up out of your body and walk around? Are you there yet? No, you ain't relaxed yet. You got a lot more to go. Trust me. You can slow your heart rate down to whatever. They can come think you're dead. You ain't even breathing. You ain't even have a pulse rate. That's how relaxed you gotta be. Alright? Keep relaxing. Stay conscious. Don't dream. Don't go into dreamland. You have to stay conscious with your earplugs in. Just listen to your heartbeat and your breathing. And all the boxes breaking. Very important for your inner self. That's where you want to go, inside yourself. So put the earplugs in. And then, okay, the next two things are, and I'm going to get in the next video. You put the earplugs in, and you start hearing things. The box is breaking, screaming, yelling, pounds, shit that wakes you up, jolts you out. Okay? Just go right back. Don't be afraid of it. It's just noise. It's just noise. Like someone yelling in the next room. It's just noise. You're yelling in your room, in the box, and it's being released. Alright? Just keep doing that. So stay tuned for part 2. Because there's more coming. I got a long way to go, actually. Hang in there.